Hey guys, Dissection of Violence here. We're just gonna recap the UFC 300 card. Really great card, amazing card. Honestly, I can't wait to talk about it. A lot of things happened in this card. Probably the best moment of the year. Aljamain Sterling versus Calvin Kate. No, I'm just joking, but you guys get the gist. Um, this was a really good card. I don't know what else to say other than that. So let's get into it. We had Davison Figueiredo versus Cody Garbrandt. So honestly, I really liked this fight before it got announced, and I was hoping they would make it, and they made it. And it just kind of proved once the fight was over, it just kind of proved what I thought. Cody Cody has really good initial takedown defense, um, really good. But once you're on the ground with him, his jiu-jitsu is really not all there. He's more control heavy wrestler. Um, old throwback with some boxing. He was winning the first round too, so that was really unfortunate for Cody, especially if you are on the Cody side. I thought my night was looking great to start. We had a Figueiredo win to start. I was feeling good. I didn't think it was going to be a submission. I thought it was going to be a KO. Maybe Cody came rushing in, got heated, something would land. But yeah, Figueiredo got the submission in the second round after losing the first. It was a really cool submission. If I could give him a next challenger, um, personally, I would probably go with. Oh my god, I went flyweight. He's bantamweight. I would go with. I think I would go with someone like a Peter Yan or Corey Sandhagen. If Umar and Sandhagen aren't scheduled, then Peter Yan would probably make the most sense, I would say. But yeah, moving on, we have Bobby Green versus Jim Miller. Now, this one was a really fun scrap. It had its really good moments for Miller, but for the most part, it was just a one-way show for Bobby. Jim Miller, he won, in my opinion, the first round. He had a big knockdown. He looked really good. Um, he had his moments, but I would say that Bobby still somewhat stayed in it. So it was like a pretty competitive, but I thought Miller edged that round. But they didn't give it to Miller, unfortunately. So Bobby got that round. And then from there on, it was just the Bobby show. Bobby just styled on him, beat him up, and I thought it should have been stopped a few times. He was dead to rights. He just kept getting up and fighting. Miller's just so tough. Um, Bobby's one like talented. He's very good. It's just he's never going to be in that upper echelon. He's just always going to be that really good gatekeeper. There's like Neil Magny, him, and there's a few other gatekeepers that really know how to fight and good. Like Neil may not be pretty. Bobby isn't technical with his hands up, but they get the job done, and that's what you got to love about them. But yeah, if I could give Bobby a next fight at 155, unfortunately, Bobby's you're gonna have to face somebody um, higher up in the division as a favor for fighting him. You just killed off one of their legends, ruined a big moment. They're probably gonna give you maybe a Drew Dober rematch, or I don't think they'd do that. Maybe a Benoit Saint Denis. Maybe that would be a good next fight for him. But yeah, honestly, I would like to see Benoit Saint Denis. Moving on, we had Jessica Andrade taking on Marina Rodriguez. So I switched my pick. I was initially on Andrade for the exact reason why I thought she won. Physicality. She was a more physical woman, but people's opinions always get me off of my initial opinion. So it is what it is. Sometimes it works out for me, and sometimes it doesn't. Um, it's just people I respect. Sometimes I just take too much of their opinion and I don't factor in my own, and that stuff happens. But it is what it is. I blame myself at the end of the day. I got to work on that. A lot of things I made a mistake on for this card. We won't get into it. This isn't about me. This is about them. And honestly, this was a great card, so I don't want to be a party pooper. But yeah, Jessica Andrade, she's a beast, man. She's a juggernaut. She still has it. She's gonna come forward. She's gonna be a marauder. She's found that newfound spark in her career again. Yeah, good win for Jessica Andrade. I thought she dominated. The split decision was comical. I thought we were potentially going to get a robbery win, but the judges got it right. Went to Andrade. Yeah, Marina Rodriguez is just not going to improve. She's just the same striker with no grappling and very hittable and very, frail. It is what it is. But we move on. Actually, no, we don't. We are going to find her a opponent. 115. So Andrade picked up a pretty decent win. So I'd give her. This is when it gets tricky. Either either wait for Yan Jianan, or wait for her, or go or fight Verna Jandiroba. That would probably make the most sense. Verna Jandiroba versus Jessica Andrade would make the most sense. They're both highly contenders, so we'll see what happens though. Moving on, we have Renato Money Moicano versus Jalen Turner. So this fight, this fight was the last leg of my free play I gave out, and I am so sorry, you guys. I thought Turner was talented enough to beat Moicano by finish, and I was almost right. He almost got him out of there. But this guy, I'm trying to be very polite with my wording here, but this guy tried to think he was like Max Holloway or something with a walk-off KO, and he just botched it completely. Let the guy recover. Like, he got taken down. He's still a fish out of water on the ground. Alarming. He's gonna beat the average guy, but he's gonna lose to every good guy, every decent guy. Like, not every decent guy, but you get what I'm saying. He's basically a shiny turd. He's not what you want on to be putting your money on. He's just the minute he faces adversity, just you're done. Unfortunately, but it is what it is. I'm not here to bash. I'm just here to say what I see, and yeah, if I could give Money Moicano. Let me talk about his performance. The thing about Money Moicano is he just pours it on you. Like, he doesn't let you like have space. His jiu-jitsu is top notch. I'll give him that. His wrestling's really good too. Apparently, like, he's been really working on it. He's been avoiding the old style where you'd come forward. I think his style he still does that a fair bit, but it's mostly to get a takedown. I really rate Money Moicano. I shouldn't have doubted him. It's on me. I'm not gonna say it was a fluke. It was just a bad pick in my opinion. I should have had my Wei. Even though I don't like to put women's in the parlays, I would maybe put Wei Lee or someone else than Jalen Turner. It is what it is. Wei Lee didn't look too great herself, so it is what it is. Well, let's give Mr. Moicano. I think this is tricky. Maybe a Rafael Fiziev, a Dan Hooker. I think Dan Hooker makes a lot of sense. He could fight Ben Neal. There's a lot of good fights for him. But if I had to pick, I would give him Dan Hooker. That would probably make the most sense. Moving on. We have Diego Lopez versus Sadiq Yusuf. Man, this kid's just something special. He didn't start out great in his career, but he's faced really good guys. He's had experience. I should have known that just because you face someone similar like Nate Richardson doesn't mean it's going to be a hindrance. I should have just known he'll grow from that, and boy did he grow from that. He knows exactly what to do now, and my man, he did it. He just threw down, landed big bombs in the clinch. Like this guy is a problem. Uh, Sadiq Youssef is like a good fighter, man. He made him look foolish out there. Great performance from Lopez. This man's the truth, and yeah, I cashed the first. I cashed round 1, 2 KO on that. That was sick. Plus 480 for a pretty nice payout. Um, yeah, man, it was really cool. I was really happy with the result. Um, yeah, Sadiq Youssef, I really hope you come back from this because you're a good guy and you're a good fighter. So it is what it is. You'll be back. Diego Lopez, uh, you're getting big fights from now on. I'm pretty sure because you're getting to be very popular. I think you should fight someone along the lines of a Bryce Mitchell or like maybe Kyle Nelson. Maybe fight Kyle Nelson. There's a lot of good fights for him. Um, yeah, we'll see what they do with him, but he can take only big fights from here. Canada versus Brazil, that type of deal. Like you should have some just fun fights. We'll see what happens though with Diego. I'm open to whatever with this man. He's a freaking tank. Yeah, Kayla Harrison versus Holly Holm. Holly. 1 second, let me have a drink. Holly Holm needs to retire. I don't know how else to say it, but she is just slow, doesn't have great fight IQ, said she's freezing up. Like, I get it was a big moment, but like honestly, like unless you're taking lower level competition, what's the point of fighting at this high level? Luckily, she didn't take much damage, but which you rarely do. But it is what it is. Kayla Harrison's a brute. She's gonna beat 90% of the girls. We'll see who she loses to. It's going to be someone with solid wrestling defense and not someone who's going to try a lateral drop on an Olympic judoka. But yeah, Holly Holm, she just said she free throws up out there. It is what it is. I'm sorry for anyone that thought that I was betting with confidence. I put a very little on that Holly, hoping that she would, do what she can do and, outpoint Kayla to a decision like, Julia Budd did. Or, yeah, was it Julia Budd that fought Kayla? I can't remember. Someone that fought someone Kayla that has done pretty well on the feet. Kayla is not great on the feet if you can keep her there. But that's the problem is Kayla is so freaking strong and so good at what she does that it is what it is. Kayla Harrison gets the win. Bantam, she made weight, which was ridiculous. I don't know how she ever made that weight, but I think she should fight. Wow, I like the Dumont fight. Um, she's number 2 now, so maybe Mayra Buena Silva, or there's lots of really good fights for her. Um, but yeah, I would definitely go with Kayla versus uh, Norma Dumont would be a good matchup. I really like that fight. But we'll see what they do with Kayla. She's a really, really good fighter. They're probably going to reserve her for big fights like they do with Bo. So, but yeah, moving on. We have Calvin Kattar versus Aljamain Sterling. This one was a really interesting one. Yeah, I was just on the edge of my seat throughout the whole thing. Honestly, it was just so crazy. Like at one point, Aljamain dropped him. Actually, that was the only exciting part, but it is what it is. I'm just playing. Aljo's a good guy. He just, his doesn't have really a fan friendly style. I don't mind it because he's high level and he knows what he's doing, and it's fascinating to like learn how he does it, what he does. But you know, he doesn't really do much damage. He doesn't attack the finishes much. He just, he's good with control. It is what it is. He opened up more in the third round, which was cool to see, but definitely not a great performance as far as entertainment. But still, it was still a good performance for regardless. So Calvin Cater, I'm just in absolute awe that you had literally nothing to offer Sterling in the grappling department. Literally nothing. It was like a blue belt versus a black belt. It was just pathetic to watch. Honestly, I could not watch it. Like it was like me versus Aljamain Sterling out there. Like I'm just joking. I would get choked out in the first round, but it was not a great it's not a great performance. I was really, really shocked that Cater had nothing for him. It was really, 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 really surprising. But yeah, let's give Aljamain you know, he called for Brian Ortega. Let's give him Brian Ortega. I feel like that's a good next matchup. I don't even need to look for him. Prohaska versus Rakic. Okay, so this fight, honestly, I was pretty hyped for. Rakic, he's such a gamer. Um, you got to just respect him. This guy, he knows how to win. He was going calf kicks. He knew the game plan. He builds a really good game plan. The guy's very talented Serbian fighter. But the problem with this man is he doesn't. His chin's always floating, and he doesn't deal with the chaos really well. He's good where it's comfortable to him in like a kickboxing range where they're go tit for tat. Fury does not do that. He just swarms you, and he is coming at you with all different types of attacks. This man is an absolute lunatic, and yeah, he's very, very good. Very, very good. The guy is an absolute savage. The finish was freaking crazy. He would not, once he had him hurt, his finishing instincts were just top of the notch and just got him out of there. Beautiful TKO finish. I was really impressed. I would think Yuri, with that performance, deserves something like maybe like a Jamal Hill fight down the line, or maybe he fights Megan Ankalaev. Whatever it is, I feel like Alex Pereira right now is. And I don't. He's in a position where I'll get to him, but he's in a position where I don't think he needs to rematch anybody other than maybe Adesanya. But yeah, I think at this weight class, Poatan takes out Adesanya. But I'll get to Poatan. I'll get to Poatan. Decatur, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm not. I've traveled all day. I'm behind on sleep. Bear with me. Um, yeah. So Yuri Prohaska, he is he's a madman, and I don't know how else to say it other than that. He's someone that you always got to take at dog value for sure, unless he's facing Alex Pereira. Then we're gonna stay away from that. But even though he was winning against Pereira until he got caught, so this guy's a very, very dangerous man, and yeah, very happy I was on the right side of this one. So moving on. Oh, actually, no, I think I called it out. Yeah, who we should fight next. Moving on, we have Bo Nickel taking on Cody Brundage. I'll make this quick. Cody Brundage, it does what Cody Brundage does. He is just concedes position, and he does what Cody Brundage does. This was written in the stars. This was already going to happen. This is like water's wet. Fire is hot. And Bo Nickel beats Cody Brundage. It's just what was supposed to happen. Cody Brundage tried his shot with flying knees. Tried some stuff early, but none of it worked. Bo Nickel's just too good. Um, yeah, great win for Bo Nickel. 6-0. Uh, I see. Is he middleweight? I think he's middleweight. Damn, he's a big boy. But yeah, let's give Bo Nickel. Honestly, I think he should take someone like a RoboCop, or if I'm being honest, RoboCop or a Rusi Boev. That would be a really big step up in competition, but I don't think he would do that. So we'll see. We'll see what old Bo does. He might keep picking off from the the litter. We'll see. We'll see what he does though. Cody, I don't really care what you do. Arman Saryukin versus Charles Oliveira. This was a very, very good fight. Arman Saryukian is an absolute savage. How he got out of that guillotine, I don't. Well, I do know he used good technique and his very, very freak athleticism and his. I know I don't speak English, and his explosivity. Like, there's so many reasons why he got out of that. But Armin Saryukin did the right thing. He pushed off the hips. He did the right thing. Um, but man, this guy's mental fortitude. He was getting into fights with the guys, with a few of my homies. Um, I know those guys from Las Vegas last year. Um, it's a situation. It's funny. Anyways, Armin Saryukian got into a fight with, or almost did get in a fight with some fans. He was standing on business early, and then when he came to the cage, I don't know, he had an aura to him. But then Oliveira came out, and man, Oliveira is different, man. He had the place emotional. The guy's a freaking animal. When he had that guillotine in, I thought it was over. But like I said, Armin's a tank, and yeah, this fight was pretty much Armin dominating on from top control, landing beautiful elbows, and Charles Oliveira throwing up submissions, getting him in a few tight submissions. But for the most part, it was Armin landing shots from on top, winning with control time. I thought Armin won 29-28, maybe 30-27. But yeah, the split I can understand. It was a very, very close fight if you're looking at it from optics perspective. But yeah, Charles Oliveira, it's nothing to be mad about. He lost to a really good fighter, and yeah, honestly, I wouldn't mind watching this fight again. That was a really good fight. But honestly, I would really like to see someone Armin fight someone like the winner of uh, uh, the winner of Gaethje versus sorry Poirier versus Islam. Wait for that. Wait, or get another big fight with. I don't even know Charles was that big fight, so I don't really think there's anyone else he can wait if he wants, or he could fight Max, but I doubt Max is going to stay at lightweight. So we'll see with Armin. Moving on, we have Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje. Okay, we'll start. We'll start with the very, very sad fact that we lost a plus 5,000, or I lost a plus 5,000 parlay. Um, really frustrating. Armin, Whaley, and Max by decision. 2 out of 3 cashed, and of course Max Holloway sells it with 1 second to go. It is what it is. It made for the one of the most coolest moments ever. So I guess it's a fair trade. But it would have been nice to wake up to some big money. Crazy, crazy. Max Holloway is a savage, and yeah, we're gonna be talking about that highlight for a long time. The fight was crazy. He broke Gaethje's nose early, um, and then after that he just picked him apart. He got dropped at one point. They didn't count it a knockdown, which is kind of ridiculous, but it is what it is. Max Holloway is the man. He's everyone's favorite fighter's favorite fighter. Like, he's a man, man. Like, so is Gaethje. Gaethje fought hard for the broken nose until the bitter end. Like, and that was a bad loss. Like, wait, I don't know if he'll ever come back the same. We'll see. He's a savage. He's a stud. So we'll see how he comes back. But man, Holloway's at the hit his new stride in his career. This guy's going to be a real big problem. I see this man, beating Volk, beating a lot of people. I don't see him losing for a while. yeah, Max Holloway's a man right now. And you can give this man to Ilya right now next. That would probably make the most sense. Moving on, we have Weili Zhang versus Yaonan Zhang, or Yan Xiaonan, sorry. But yeah, this fight was actually really good. I was expecting it to be good, but I didn't expect it to be as good. There was some knockdowns. Yaonan kept timing the naked leg kicks very well. Weili Zhang is, I don't know, she said she was having a dream out there. I didn't really watch the interview, but I don't know. All I know is she didn't look really herself on the feet. She gassed herself going for the finish early, and yeah, she gutted it out, dug deep, and hustled for the late rounds domination. It could have been stopped in the second round. For she was landing some big shots, but in women's MMA they tend to let it go on a little longer for some reason. Unless it's a preliminary fight, then they'll stop it real quick. But yeah, it is what it is. Great performance from Weili Zhang. Great performance from Yan Zhan. I know it wasn't her best performance, but it was still a really good performance given the circumstances. She was exhausted, so um, really interested to see who's next for Weili. She's built such a legacy for herself. I would really like to see someone like a Tatiana Suarez next for her. But we'll see. I think Tatiana needs one more win just to solidify that spot. Maybe a Amanda Lemos or a yeah. I think that would probably make the most sense. The winner between Tatiana and Amanda would probably make the most sense for Weili's next fight. But we'll see with Weili. She's a legend. She's done it all. Beat so many good girls, and yeah. Moving on to the main event. Now I'm gonna start off by saying I like both guys a lot. But Jamal Hill, like, he ate his foot in this one. He talked way too much. He did way too much. Even if he just did the bow thing, that would have been fine. But he did so much extra shit. He bought a water bottle with the blood painted on it. He came in so out of shape. That's why I picked Pereira. Because he's a glory kickboxing world champion. He's gonna put Jamal Hill down with because he's so open for that left hook. I knew that was gonna happen, but yet again, the same thing happened, and I'm not gonna get into the reason why uh, why the night didn't go the way it did. I was planning on it going. I'm not gonna get into that. That's all. That's my personal problems. We don't need to get into that. All I'm gonna say is Alex Pereira is the man, and yeah. Alex Pereira did what Jamal Hill thought he was going to do in his brain, in his delusional mind. Like, I honestly can't believe Jamal Hill thought he was going to outstrike a kickboxer coming off of surgery. Like, not like maybe if it's like a regular kickboxer. This is Alex Pereira, man. He gave him like no respect the way he was talking. He's like, I don't know what y'all seeing. I'm seeing, man. It's like I get that having that mentality, but the way you're saying it makes it sound like you have no respect for his striking. That there's nothing coming back your way, and it was just really. I thought he was trying too much, and it was just really unfortunate because I honestly thought he the way he was talking that he was going to knock him out in like the first 2 minutes, but Jamal Hill did not do that. Um, it is what it is. Alex Pereira wins. Very happy for him. Happy that Hill is all right. He's a really good dude. It just I didn't like all that extra stuff. It is what it is though. I'm happy he for his success. He's been dealt probably not the easiest hand at life, and he did pretty well for himself. So I'm happy for Hill, and it is what it is. Alex Pereira is an absolute savage. Um, who does he get next? That's a great question. I would say I'm Magomed Ankalaev, but he hasn't earned it. So I'd say the winner between Yuri and Ankalaev. Like honestly, that's probably what would make the most sense next. But yeah, guys, like, subscribe. You know the drill. I appreciate you guys supporting me. UFC 300 was a great card. We profited about a unit and point 0.4, so I'll take it. very slight down week, but it was mostly PFL's damaged, lost like 7 units, and then had to rebuild to only lose negative 3.9. But still, it was a pretty big loss. So um, we'll get it back this week probably, if not next week. I don't know. I can't control the outcome. All I know is I'm pretty good at what I do. Keep supporting, keep trusting in me, and we'll keep cashing tickets. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.